So I was sitting here taking care of some clients, and this topic of conversation came to my mind, and I was gonna make actually a little Instagram reel about it, and I was like, "Fuck that! This is like a genuine topic of discussion that I can go on and on about, make a YouTube video out of it." So I wanted to kind of rant about like urgency, what time looks like in terms of not even building a physique, but with everything. There's two sides of the spectrum. And unfortunately, with almost everything that I do, I always fall right in the middle, which really sucks because I can go into this right another time. Anyway, one side of the spectrum is people going to tell you that you have all the time in the world. So, for example, I'm 23 years old. I'm trying to become a pro bodybuilder by next year, by 24 years old. I've been not taking bodybuilding seriously for the last 2 years. I'm just now going into the dabbling side of super supplements. And I'm pretty much speed running the process. And my coach, he's like, fucking let's do it. But don't be discouraged if you don't accomplish it. And it's like, obviously, you know. But I have some people who are like, what's the rush? You know, you people don't turn pro until they're 30. Why are you trying to rush this? And it's because of the fact that the longer you wait for anything to happen in life because you think you have time, you do have the time. Obviously, what happens if you die tonight? Right? Like, no one's fucking thinking about that. Obviously, like, the goal is for all of us to live to 70, 80 years old. So if that's what's going to happen, we technically have the time. So what's the big rush? The big rush is the fact that the cost of not doing what you want to do and achieving what you want to achieve as fast as humanly possible makes the cost of not doing that much more down the line. So if we want to translate this conversation into not doing bodybuilding, but just simply building a physique, like being healthy, like dieting, exercising, moving, all these things. I saw this very, very prevalent subject when I was actually just working at a gym and was selling training. Majority of people, like, I've been selling training for a hot minute now. But when I first started, I was doing it through my business before it fucking crumbled. I was selling to younger guys. And it was kind of like, it was easy to sell because younger guys want to get fucking jacked. Like, everyone, young guy wants to be jacked, tan, fucking have money. Like, it's pretty easy. You just need to know what to do. It'll get you there, right? But a lot of people that came in were old. They were 50, 60, sometimes 70 years old. And they were talking about their problems. And they were like pretty fucking severe problems. I had one lady come in who literally couldn't even do a squat. Like, she bent down a couple inches and almost fell over. And like that. I vividly remember like that discussion, like that session I had with her was like eye-opening for me as an adult. It was like, oh my God, like, and this is nothing against this woman, but she fell into this trap. She was like, yep, you know what I mean? I became an adult. I got a job. I got married. I had children. Now I'm 60 some years old. I'm retired. My kids are grown. And now it's finally time to work on me. But she can't even do a fucking squat now. How am I supposed to help you, like, be able to have functional strength, be able to walk? I'm supposed to help you be able to walk up the stairs on your own. And you can't even do a squat. You see how, like, what I'm trying to say is it is so much harder to achieve what you want to achieve as you're older, and the cost is so much more significant. Whereas if she just wanted to get back in shape, let's say even in her 30s, she would be able to have regular functionality and it wouldn't be that hard. And the cost wouldn't be too much because she's young. She has the ability to do these things, and there's no like health reason that's literally holding her back that could cause her to die. Where this poor lady, like I said, needed the coaching that I had to offer for her so she could literally live longer. She was only 60 years old and she's practically immobile, and she couldn't afford it. She couldn't afford it, and she wasn't sure if she was gonna be able to do it because of how disabled she was. So it's like, yes, you have all the time in the world. There's people who fucking don't get into bodybuilding until they're 40. And they find out that that's finally their passion and their dream, what they love. and they just wasted the last 20 years of their adult life doing something they never loved in the first place. So this is the topic of conversation, is the fact that yes, no one's like, I'm not trying to fucking fearmonger you, be like, bro, you're going to die tonight. Like obviously you could, but realistically, we're all going to live to, like I said, 60, 70, 80 years old. That's the goal. We're going to plan for that. But there's no reason to delay your life because you know you're going to live for longer. It's going to make the sacrifices, the cost, all these problems so much more significant further down the line. So much further down the line. Another perfect example, I can put me into this example, okay? I did bodybuilding for pretty much 4 years straight, competed, got second, then got first, and that was, I kind of threw in the towel, not in a negative way, but I was like, okay, cool. I achieved what I wanted to achieve. I love my physique. I won a bodybuilding show. I have the pictures. I have the memories. I want to get into something else now. And I pretty much devoted my life to on how to make more money during these young years of my 20s. And within those 2 years, I learned. And I was doing two businesses at once. And it's the classic entrepreneurial story of they both fucking fail and blow up in your face because you can't manage two priorities at once, or they'll both fail. And I guess what? I get to learn that at the age of 23. And then, now that I'm at this point, and I was like, okay, I was at a point where I pretty much had all the money in the world. Wasn't rich by any means, but I could do a lot of cool things with my money. I got to see a lot of cool places, had a lot of free time on my hands. It was fucking amazing. But I wasn't necessarily happier. I wasn't necessarily sadder, but it was like, yeah, the money was great, but it didn't make me happy. And I really was thinking about what made me the most fulfilled. And I was like, dude, bodybuilding. I've literally been bodybuilding since I was a teenager. And I love doing it. And even when I took the last 2 years off, I was still bodybuilding. I was still meal prepping and dieting and going to the gym. It just wasn't as strict and structured to get me to progress more and more. It was just like, oh yeah, if I gain a pound of muscle this year, that's cool. Staying active, staying fit, staying healthy, whatever. And then now that like I said, now that I've realized that's the thing that makes me happy and I could actually be successful at it, it's like, why would I want to delay that process? Like, why? Like, literally, why? Like, the cost is going to be so much more significant further down the line. You know what I mean? Like, being an IFBB pro at 28 years old is impressive because you're an IFBB pro, but being an IFBB pro at 24 years old is a little bit more of a chip on your shoulder. You have a little bit more street cred. You know what I mean? And that allows me to move into another aspect of life or another big goal that I can accomplish within the next 1 to 2 years of my life. So by the time I get to that 28 years old person and some other 28-year-old is like, yeah, I have an IFBB pro card. And I'm like, cool. I also have a pro card and I have this business and I'm going to my national show next and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And it's like, we're the same age. We've accomplished one of the same tasks because you want to take your time with it and I want to get it over with so I can move on to the next thing. Because yes, you have all the time in the world, but what are you going to do with that time? Like, just fucking, like, bro, don't wait, bro. Whatever you want to do with your life, don't wait. Do not wait. You know what, like, and the funniest thing about this conversation is the fact that you literally know what to do. The fact that people like go on the internet and like give you life advice and be like, you got to be motivated, like you got to do this, you got to do that. It's so fucking superficial and shallow. Like you like, bro, you know what to do. Like, I'm going to be so honest. Some people come to me looking for coaching and they're like, yeah, I'm trying to lose like 15 pounds. I'm like, dude, I'm going to be honest. Yes, I can help you get there, but it'll kind of be a waste of time. You want to lose 15 pounds? Fucking fast for 7 days. Do a water fast for 7 days. You'll lose 15 pounds. There you go. Goal accomplished in literally a week. What do you need me for? You know what I mean? And it's like, yo, I'm trying to fucking, I want to start a business. So I've been listening to business podcasts. For what? Just start the fucking business. Like, what are you waiting for? The perfect opportunity? The more you wait, the higher the cost is going to be. And if you want to go on this business podcast, this business podcast route too, someone can spend 3 months listening to business podcasts, right? They do nothing but just listen for 3 months when someone else could have just started the actual business And then by the time the 3 months is up, they're actually starting to be successful in that business. And let's say both of these people are actually trying to do the same thing together. Let's say it's a car detailing business, right? The guy who started on month 1 is now successful on month 3, and he's taken over all the competition. So the guy who knows everything about business because he listened to podcasts will never be successful because he already has a guy who's out competing him and did it before him. And he has to start with an even harder scenario to accomplish. That 3 month costed him so much more than if he would just do it now. See what I mean? So, moral of the story is, you need to understand that yes, you do have time. Like, you shouldn't be trying to kill yourself, enslave yourself to accomplish this goal that at the end of the day, most goals that we have are superficial. Understand that you do have time and it takes time to accomplish goals, but don't wait on it when you don't need to wait on it. Know what I mean? Going back to my bodybuilding, it's like I'm about 30, I think I'm pretty much about 25 pounds off from my weight cap for a pro show. It's like I can literally put on 20 to 25 pounds of lean tissue in a year. Will it be healthy? Fuck no. Will it be ugly? Fuck yeah. But why would I want to wait 2 to 3 years when I could do it in 1? It's not that hard. Eat this, take that, sleep this amount, do this amount of steps, and then you just do it, and you manage the rest of your life around it. And then before you know it, you're fucking there. And then, like I said, it's on to the next goal. Food for thought.